Well, all my life I've been a traveling man. Yes, all my life I've been a traveling man. Just living alone, I do the best I can. A little bit of Arthur Blake's Police Dog Blues there. I'm Dorian Michael, and we're talking about a guitar workshop for intermediate, lower intermediate to intermediate fingerstyle blues. And this is open D for that tune, and we will explore open D as a tuning for fingerstyle blues. It's pretty common. It's a great sound, as you've heard. And the workshop will be a guitar workshop, not a vocal workshop. You can tell that from my introduction. And so we'll explore open D, and it's a pretty snazzy tune, and it looks like it's difficult, but it actually is very accessible. A workshop like this, we're going to look at the things that make Delta and Piedmont blues sound like they do. And you'll find that there are certain kinds of licks and certain kind of traits of that music that we'll learn in the workshop to, once you learn one tune, it'll help to illuminate all kinds of other tunes also. For instance, to take the pentatonic blues in standard tuning and use a droning thumb to do something like Baby Please Don't Go by Big Joe Williams. So with some knowledge of the pentatonic scale and adding our thumb to accompany ourselves, we can do a lot. A lot of times people say, well, I've done the melody, now what am I supposed to do? Well, with this pentatonic scale and your thumb, you can take an improvised solo and expand upon the basic melody that you've done. Etc. So, also with the standard tuning, we might look at some Robert Johnson things. Like Love in Vain. Etc. The thing about that, for me, is that it's too high to sing. So how do we make something to kind of make it your own, put it in a key that you can sing it in, and not be copying the old record from the 1930s? So first we learn the source like that. Then find a way to make it your own. So if I'm going to do it in E, because that's where I can sort of sing it in, and not worry about every Robert Johnson lick, so we'll learn one version, and then we'll find ways to make it work for you. Well, the train left the station. There were two lights on behind. When the train left the station, man, there were two lights on behind. Well, the blue light was my blues. The red light was my mind. All my love's in vain. So we'll talk about ways that you can make it something that applies to you and not just a record copy. Let me grab another guitar and talk about one other thing that we might explore. By the way, these guitars are all by Mike Baranick. The other two that you heard were mine. This one belongs to the luthier. We're in Mike Baranick's shop. He doesn't know I'm using his guitar, but he'll never know. Say we did a tune like Stealin' with the drop D. All these strings are things we know. We've just lowered the one string, and it allows us to get up here and still have a nice full sound and do stuff. With the G chord, we can grab a G up here and still reach up. So it gives us a lot of flexibility in the key of D. So there's lots of things we can talk about. With just a couple of different tunings and a little bit of thumb and finger coordination, we can make a lot of music. So see you at the workshop.